Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shifty's 49ers Talk. In this video, we are going to discuss Nick Bosa, the fact that he is holding out of training camp so far, looking for a new contract, which he very much deserves. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about should 49er fans be concerned about it. There's a lot to get into, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. The San Francisco 49ers kicked off training camp just a few days ago, and there is a very notable absentee from training camp, and that is, of course, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Nick Bosa. He is not at training camp because he's seeking a new contract that he absolutely deserves, and one that the 49ers want to give him. And the big thing is, should we as 49er fans be concerned about this, that he's not out there? You know, how long will this drag on? And I'm here to tell you guys that you should absolutely not be concerned at all with regards to the Nick Bosa contract situation. First off, let's look at recent history with the San Francisco 49ers. We've always been able to get the deal done whenever we want the deal done. So what I mean by that is, if you look in recent years, Fred Warner, we were able to extend him. George Kittle, able to extend him. Last year, there was a lot of drama and whatnot surrounding it, but we were able to extend Deebo Samuel as well. Then you look at pending free agents that we had that we were able to bring back, spending big money on guys like Trent Williams. We go back a number of years, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo. So that this whole front office, the regime, has shown the ability to get the deal done. Also, when you look at rookies, never any holdouts with rookies. We've always been able to get the deal done in time, and I think that this case will be no exception. You'd have to say Nick Bosa is really happy to be with the 49ers. His family's from California, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he's playing for a team that, of the last 4 years, 3 times we've been in the NFC Championship game. The only time we weren't is when he was injured for the majority of the season. So he's playing really well. He's on a loaded, talented roster. So I think he absolutely wants to be here long term. And the 49ers are making it a priority to make sure that he is here long term. The deal will get done. And here's another reason why I'm not concerned about Nick Bosa even missing some time in training camp, is that he is one of the few guys, I think, you know, in the NFL, or especially on the 49ers, who I'm not overly worried about or concerned about if he misses the majority of training camp. Again, if I look back the last few years, Bosa has had, you know, just a tendency to maybe get hurt, you know, take some practices off, things like that, which were scheduled, which were planned, and it hasn't affected him in the slightest. So for me, it's almost a good thing that Bosa is not there, in a weird way, that it gives guys like Clelin Ferrell, Drake Jackson, Austin Bryant, Kerry Hyder, Robert Beal, all these other edge players more of an opportunity to basically bump up the depth chart and actually take on the first string tackles, take on the second string tackles, so on and so forth. I think Nick Bosa is such a talented player that him missing even half of training camp is not going to affect him at all. I think that honestly, you give Nick Bosa a week, because just of how much he cares about his fitness, you know, his technique, how much just time and effort he puts into his craft, that if you even gave Bosa week one, he'd be good to go, and he would do Nick Bosa type things, which is just ruin offensive game plans, which we as 49er fans, we love to see that. But Nick Bosa, don't be concerned about it. The contract, the deal will absolutely get done. I think it's probably going to take maybe another week or so, hopefully early next week. And look, as much as I've said that it's not a big deal, it'll take some time. If you ask the 49ers, if you ask John Lynch, of course, they would get the deal done right now if they could. It's going to take a negotiation. Ultimately, Nick Bosa, though, will be the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. And I'm going to throw out a prediction, a projection, if you will, for Nick Bosa's contract. I'm going to say maybe 4 years, $135 million, $100 million guaranteed. That makes him the highest in terms of annual, yearly salary. That also makes him the highest in terms of guaranteed money. And it really, in a weird way, it actually does help give the 49ers a little bit of cap relief. You know, that his cap this season would actually drop significantly, about $9 million, which we can carry over into 2024 and help, extend other players, make moves to improve the roster. Nick Bosa is a fantastic player, one of my favorite players on the team. One of my favorite things is just the celebration is just so much fun. He changes game plans for opposing offenses, and he's honestly right there with one of the best players in the NFL. I can't wait to see him lock it down with the 49ers. The deal will get done. No cause for concern. I really hope that I don't, eat my words here later on, but I'm confident both sides want to get it done. So let's make it happen, John Lynch and whoever else is involved in the contract negotiations. It may take a little bit of time, but Nick Bosa is absolutely worth the time. And in the meantime, let's just enjoy seeing guys like Clelin Ferrell, Drake Jackson go up against Trent Williams and Cam. Give them that experience of going up against the best offensive tackle in football, which those reps otherwise could have easily gone to in Nick Bosa. So I think this really does help the team out a lot, but even myself. And I'm really trying to be glass half full here with saying all these great things. Of course, if it were up to me, yeah, Nick Bosa would sign tomorrow and he would be in camp tomorrow. But let's just let things play out. Really, guys, I hope you enjoy the content that I'm putting out. And let me know your thoughts on the Nick Bosa situation, or if there are any storylines in training camp that you might want me to cover, to talk about. Couple of things with regards to channel updates. Yes, I will be doing live streams. Yes, I will be doing the majority of the 49er games this year. Preseason against the Raiders is one coming up in a couple of weeks. I really hope you all will be able to make that live stream. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, just like last year and the year before. You guys know how we do it here at Shifty's 49ers Talk. But I want to thank you all for checking out the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, before I go, I'm going to say two things, and that is the butt counts, and then I'll catch you guys on the flip side.